Hello, this is Marie McKenzie, Tech Facilitator and Computer Skills Teacher at North Hills Elementary School in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. In this screencast, I'm going to introduce you to the Browsers panel, Page Browser, and Resource Browser in ActivInspire. When you open ActivInspire, you should see the toolbox on one side, or the top or the bottom of the screen, and you may see another panel on the left. That panel is called Browsers. There are 7 different types of browsers contained in this panel. However, in this screencast, I'm only going to investigate 2 of them. Before we get started, let's look at some options for how the browsers are displayed. Across the top of the browsers panel is a dark gray bar with a title in the middle, which tells you which browser you're currently using, and 3 icons. The icon on the right is a push pin, and it will allow you to pin the browser's panel down so it doesn't slide off the screen. The icon next to that is a folder with a plus in the middle which says Toolbox Options. I'm not sure why this is called Toolbox Options because the actions in it affect the browsers and not the toolbox. Anyways, as you can see, you can choose to dock the browser on the right, which will move it right next to the toolbox if that's where the toolbox is docked. Or you can set the browsers to be floating, and that will allow them to be dragged around. Personally, I prefer for them to be docked to the left, and you'll see why in just a few minutes. Now, the icon that is on the far left of that top gray bar is an X, and it's just a shortcut to close the browsers. Now, speaking of that, if you close the browsers panel, or some gremlins sneak in and close it while you aren't looking, or if you open ActivInspire and the browsers panel is already closed, you can redisplay the browsers panel by going to View, Browsers, or by going to your keyboard and holding down Control and B at the same time. You can also resize the browsers panel by moving the mouse to the edge on the side until it turns to double arrows, and then you can drag it to the left or to the right to make the items in the browsers panel bigger or smaller. So let's take a look at a couple of things within the browsers panel. The first item on the left seems to be a stack of papers. This is for your page browser, which is what's being displayed over here. Your page browser is similar to the slide organizer in Microsoft PowerPoint. It lets you see all of the pages in your flip chart, and you can move the pages around or delete them, among other things, and we will cover those other things in other tutorials. The second icon to the left, up here at the top, is a picture of a slate board. You know, one of those things they use when they're filming movies and they yell action, and the slate board in this picture has a music note on top of it. This is your resource browser, and it will let you search through pictures, animations, and sounds that were either automatically added when you installed ActivInspire, or those which were downloaded later and imported into ActivInspire. Think of your resource browser as something like the clip art that's available in Microsoft Office programs. It will be different pictures than what's available in PowerPoint and Word and those other programs. Now, the resource browser is usually organized into folders, and you should take the time to explore those to see what kinds of things are available to you as you design your flip charts. You can also search the resource browser if you have something specific in mind that you'd like to add to a flip chart. You type in what you'd like to use and either press enter or click the play button there and it will search for it. When you find a resource that you want to use, you simply pick it up and drag it over to the flip chart page. From there you can resize it or move it around, whatever works for your particular flip chart you're designing. So that's it for this screencast. I hope it'll help you to be able to access the page browser and resource browser more independently. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me and I'll be happy to work with you individually.